You know that feeling when someone shows up for you just when you need it most? That's what Uber is all about. Not just a ride or dinner at your door. It's how Uber helps you show up for the moments that matter. Because showing up can turn a tough day around or make a good one even better. Whatever it is, big or small, Uber is on the way. So you can be on yours. Uber, on our way.
Reality radio for a really great future. We're talking real money.
Hi, I'm Tom Cock. Well, it appears obituaries are at the top of everyone's mind this week, what with the recent passing of the sports superstar Kobe Bryant. But for me, it's a different type of obituary because it's a big anniversary in my life. You see, this week, 15 years ago, my father passed away. Now, my father was honestly probably my best friend. I mean, I would say he knew me better than anybody else in the world. Of course, he'd been around me for 50 years at the time of his passing. So I wanted to talk about my dad in terms of his finances. But first, I know everyone thinks, or most successful people believe, that their fathers are great people. In my case, I would even go further. I would make the statement that my father was really a hero, an American hero especially. I mean, yes, he served in World War II, one of 16 million Americans to do that. But of that group, he flew 25 missions in a B-24 over enemy territory. He navigated a 1,000 plane raid over Germany. But here's where it gets interesting. I mean, he came back from the war, used the GI Bill, became a physician, practiced pediatrics for a very long period of time. I think it was almost 20 years. And then went back in the Air Force. Almost nobody did that. He did that at age 50. Did another 15 years, retired as a colonel. And when he passed away, he was laid to rest in Arlington National Cemetery based on all those years of service. So I think he's a hero. You can make your own judgment. But this program really is about finances, money. What about the lessons learned from my father? Well, I would say the first one, and this is the one most people as investors overlook. I've met with many of you who have said, I'm making great picks. I picked Apple before 2019 to watch it go up by 100%, et cetera, et cetera. But they forget most of the time about the other part of the equation, and that is spending. Most people who are successful investors have decided a long time ago to spend less than they bring in. My father was definitely one of those. He was born really of the Great Depression, right? He saw his father struggle to make a living. And to my dad, a guy who wore the same pair of tennis shoes for 20 years, saving a penny was a great thing. So frugality, living beneath your means, absolutely critical. That's the first lesson. Number two, even though he was a professional, a well-trained professional, intelligent guy, he was willing to listen to other professionals, although he was critical about what they had to say. I remember once when I took him to hear my mentor and great friend Paul Merriman speak, and he said, I guess I could listen to Paul. I really laughed because Paul not only has this breadth of knowledge, extremely intelligent, but is a great speaker, gifted speaker, somebody you should hear from. So I would say frugal and willing to listen to other professionals. But here's the other part. My father, despite his frugality, was willing to share that wealth with future generations and especially helping them get educated. I think this is a huge legacy. He left 529s for my children. He helped me start a business. And so he moved things forward for others in a way that might have made him uncomfortable because, again, he was careful about how much money he was sort of spending during his life and certainly during his retirement. Frugality, willing to listen to professionals with a critical ear, and sharing with other generations. A great legacy. I love you, Dad. I'm Tom Cock. Thanks for joining me.
Talking real money. We hope you realize that the information provided on Talking Real Money is for educational and hopefully enjoyable purposes only. Providing personalized financial planning or investing advice takes time, so please consult with a really good fee-only fiduciary investment, tax, or legal advisor. We know a good one. Investing must always involve risk. In other words, you can and probably will lose money at times. Also, as much as you want it, no one can accurately, consistently predict the future. So past performance doesn't tell you a darn thing about what the future will bring. Unlike many other programs that say something similar, Talking Real Money is not trying to get you to buy or sell any financial products or securities. Instead, the program is provided as a public service by Vestry, a fee-only registered investment advisor. Thanks for listening, and please visit TalkingRealMoney.com for more information and disclosures. That should keep the lawyers happy.